Well, good day to you, Open Bible, coming to you from the Detroit River, down by the water. One of my favorite places to go and pray, to go and walk, and listen and be quiet, and just the soothing sounds of water, reminder of God's faithfulness. I hope that you've had a week where you've been pondering what it means to pray without ceasing, that you have been spending some time sitting in intentional prayer where you are praying mindful of the world around us through petition, intercessory prayer, through the simplicity of just praying to a loving Father, through the practice of the prayer of examine, looking back on our day, where we've seen God's presence and those sins of omission and commission. But also, I hope that you've been taking time to pray the breath prayer, to just go about your day praying alongside God, with God, that He is God with you, God before you, God behind you, God beneath you, God above you. And so I just want to give a minute here as you watch this video. We're going to do a minute of silence just for you to take some deep breaths and center yourself on the love of God, the faithfulness of God, as you hear the soothing sounds of the water. The one thing about this season of focusing on prayer, where we double down on this practice, is we're getting closer to the heart of God. Every time we focus on and take seriously a new practice of prayer, we see God in a bigger way, in a new light. And there's this one passage from C.S. Lewis in his series on the Chronicles of Narnia, in the book Prince Caspian, which is the fourth book of his 7 books. And the Pevensey kids are back in the world of Narnia, and they haven't seen Aslan yet, but they've been wanting to meet up with him, and Lucy has been adamant that Aslan is around, but the other siblings, they've kind of blown her off and brushed her off on this. And so when they finally find Aslan, this is the story. But for the movement of his tail, he might have been a stone lion, but Lucy never thought of that. She never stopped to think whether he was a friendly lion or not. She rushed to him. She felt her heart would burst if she lost a moment. And the next thing she knew was that she was kissing him and putting her arms as far around his neck as she could, and burying her face in the beautiful, rich silkiness of his mane. "Aslan, Aslan, dear Aslan," sobbed Lucy at last. The great beast rolled over on his side so that Lucy fell, half sitting and half lying between his front paws. He bent forward and he just touched her nose with his tongue. His warm breath came all around her. She gazed up into his large, wise face. "Welcome, child," he said. "Aslan," said Lucy, "you're bigger." "That is because you are older, little one," answered he. "Not because you are?" I am not. But every year you grow, you will find me bigger. Thinking about how, as kids, we see the world in such grand and amazing ways, and everything is larger than life. And as we grow older, we become more cynical, and the magic is lost in things that we used to take and think were very magical. And what C.S. Lewis is saying here is that the complete opposite happens with God. That as we get bigger, the magic and mystery and wonder of God's presence actually grows, and part of the way we experience that is through prayer. That we see and experience God's heart in new ways, in incredible ways, in ways that we would not see until we grew. So, I hope that you're spending some time this week in prayer, in unceasing prayer, in those breath prayers. And this coming Sunday, we're zooming in on the stories of Holy Week. Palm Sunday inaugurates that week and takes us through the week to Good Friday and Easter Sunday. And it sounds like we will be continuing to do things remotely, and so we'll try our best to be creative and inspiring, to draw you into the story of Jesus, his sacrifice, and of course the resurrection. So be well, friends.